Interesting case from Canada. Um, Somebody sent through some contract terms and by email, and the response was the thumbs up emoji. Did they accept the contractual terms? Well, the Canadian court has said, yes, you did. So there you go. Now, that's a very, very short point. I might find it interesting. But there's nothing particularly unusual about that because you can accept a contract in lots of different ways. I mean, for there to be a contract, there has to be what we call offer, acceptance, consideration, and intention to create legal relations. So the offer is, here's my here's my terms and conditions. You can accept them or not. Normally you say, yes, I accept your terms and conditions. If you go back and say, well, actually, yes, but I want to change this, I want to change this, and the other side go, well, let's just get with the contract. Generally speaking, it's called the battle of the forms, and it's the last person to get their terms and conditions in. It's their terms and conditions. There are some exceptions to that because, like for instance, there were a series of cases where big companies were doing contracts, but then when the stuff was delivered, there was a delivery note, and some guy in the warehouse would sign it, and there'd be terms and conditions on the back of the delivery note, and they'd go, well, those are the terms and conditions, because that's what you signed. The courts have come down and said, no, basically, you can't pin it all on the forklift truck driver. That's one exception. But generally speaking, um, you know, the last person to get their terms and conditions in, they're the ones we go with. So, you can accept just by performance. In other words, we've exchanged some documents and we've all got on with it. That's what we call acceptance by performance. One example there is, say somebody, puts a reward poster up, lost dog, I will pay £50 to whoever brings my dog back. If you bring the dog back, you have accepted the contract by just, finding the dog and bringing it back, so they have to pay you. What if you bring the dog back and you haven't seen the poster? Can you still get the £50? No, you can't, because you haven't accepted the contract because you didn't even know about it. But yeah, if you're sort of driving along and you see some hitchhikers, you could always sort of say, hey, are you agreeing to pay for all my fuel if I give you a lift? And go, oh, they had their thumbs up, Your Honour. So they must have they must have agreed to it. But these things are like emails. There was another case where, generally speaking, contracts don't have to be in writing in England and Wales. But there is an exception to that, and that's anything that creates an interest in what we call real property, i.e. land. There's a thing called the Statute of Frauds, which says that, because land's important, all land deals have to be recorded in writing. And there was an interesting one where somebody basically put forward an offer, and they got an auto-response email that had the it's like, if you agree this, just sign the, just sign the terms and conditions. And the response came back. They didn't say anything, but there was an email auto-response signature. And after much legal hassling, they said, actually, that was a signature. And we're going to count that as you accepting, and therefore this being recorded in writing, because emails count as writing these days. So you have accepted it. That might have turned a little bit on its own facts, because it was fairly clear that they did actually want to do this deal until property prices plummeted and all of a sudden they wanted out of it. So that's probably why, they were suddenly going along going, oh, no, we didn't really mean to sign this. But yeah, just thought you might find that one interesting. So if you did like this video, it's a great cue to go, give it a thumbs up or a like or whatever it is. I actually don't even know what the like buttons do. I think they do a thumbs up, don't they? And also consider subscribing.